Kristi Noem, as everybody knows, came out on Thursday, did her little press conference from New York. Why New York? I don't know. I mean, the shooting didn't happen in New York. She's not based in New York. She's not from New York. So I don't know why she decided she had to fly to New York to do this press conference, but she did. And that's when she told Americans that everything that happened in Minneapolis was totally justified. Her statements on Thursday made everything so much worse. Let me read you some of these. She started by saying, the protesters and the violent criminals that were attacking our law enforcement, if you remember in that operation, what happened was our officers were out trying to get a car stuck out of the snow when they were surrounded and assaulted and blocked in by protesters that were inciting. Now, before I continue and get to the really bad part, let's take a moment here. Your officers had so little to do in a place where they obviously shouldn't have been to begin with, but they had so little to do that they decided, that person's stuck in the snow. Let's go help them. I thought their job was to go round up all those horrible immigrants everywhere, but apparently they're so bored, they're doing the job of AAA now, right, Kristi? I think that is something that most people missed out of this, is like these officers have nothing to do. Just like when Trump had the National Guard in D.C. and they had so little to do that they started going around being ordered to pick up the garbage in the city. Because this alleged crime wave, this alleged migrant invasion isn't actually real. That's what her statement here means. There are services, plenty of them, some provided by the state, that'll go get your stuck car out the snow. You don't need ICE federal agents to do that at our expense. Anyway. Yeah, somebody just wrote stuck in the road in the middle of a clear road. Yeah, not even a thing. But anyway, the reporter then pointed out that the officer fired point blank into a driver. Is that part of the training? How is that self-defense? To which Kristi Noem responded, this is an experienced officer who followed his training and will continue to let the investigation unfold into the individual and continue to follow the procedures and policies that happen in these use of force cases. But let's remember the events that surrounded what happened yesterday on that tragic situation was that these individuals had followed our officers all day, had harassed them, had blocked them in. They were impeding our law enforcement operations, which is against the law. And when they demanded and commanded her to get out of her vehicle several times, she did not. So you just admitted that they weren't doing law enforcement. They're getting a car out of the snow. And then you're like, they were impeding the law enforcement procedure. Uh-oh, you kind of caught yourself in your own lie there. Like, which was it? Were they getting a car out of the snow, being really good Samaritans, or was it an actual law enforcement activity? Kind of sounds like a bit of a problem there for you, Kristi, since your story changed in the span of like 6 sentences. Reporter says, you called her a domestic terrorist, though, without knowing who she was or what she was about. And Noem said, this was an act of domestic terrorism. So this is standard operating procedure after every use of force situation is what we followed, these procedures and protocols. Well, first of all, you're actually blocking Minnesota police from being able to cooperate and have any information. So that's not usual, obviously. And on top of that, let's assume for a second, even though it's not what happened, that this woman, Renee Nicole Good, let's say she actually was trying to use her vehicle to run this officer over, which the video shows she's not. She's literally avoiding him, and he's fine. He's out of the way enough to where he can get to the driver's side window. He didn't shoot from the front. He shot from the side, and the wheels were turned away from him. But let's assume that she was trying to run him over, okay? Still not domestic terrorism. Absolutely not even close to the definition of domestic terrorism. You could call it attempted homicide. Some degree of murder or attempted first, second, third. I don't know the difference between them all, and it's irrelevant here, but that's what that would be. Not domestic terrorism. And yet you called this woman, this mother of 3, who now is dead at the age of 37, you called her a domestic terrorist, now multiple times. And as if that weren't bad enough, Noem then decided to pour a little bit of salt on the nation's wounds by telling Americans that they needed to start performing acts of kindness, including buying meals for ICE agents. A woman is dead at the hands of an ICE agent. 2 more shot in Portland yesterday. And Kristi Noem says, you guys need to go buy him some food. You guys need to perform random acts of kindness for these bottom-of-the-barrel wannabe police officers but got rejected from the academy, a-holes patrolling our streets with nothing to do but instill fear into people who are not white. That's what it is. This is absolutely mind-blowing that she can sit there with a straight face and tell us that after a woman was killed and after this administration was caught repeatedly lying about the situation, that we need to go and do something nice for them. We should spend our money on these people. No, they can go to hell. They can go straight to hell. Here's another part of this I want to talk about real quick. The video. The video of that ICE officer, the one who shot her. If you've watched all the different angles, you watch him afterwards, Trump said he's in the hospital, she ran over part of it. No, she didn't. He walked away just fine. But he walked away totally unfazed. And I don't think that part is getting enough attention either. And here's why I think, assuming Trump doesn't pardon the guy, we could easily get a murder conviction on this guy. And it's because of how he looked when he walked away. If he genuinely believed that his life was in danger, he would not have just casually, calmly walked back to his vehicle after shooting that woman in the face. He would have been a little shaken up. He would have been like, whew, oh my God, okay, wow, whew, oh Lord, okay, all right, I'm good. That was crazy. No, as I pointed out the other day, he just walked back to the car like he had just finished taking out the garbage, casual, just another day. Routine, mundane stuff. I mean, if you ask me, my opinion, that's sociopathic. You just killed somebody 5 seconds ago, and you're just expressionless? I mean, honestly, the fact that he wasn't just whistling on his way back is shocking at this point. You allegedly feared for your life. You just took a life. And you're totally unfazed. But as I said, him being unfazed is what would easily convince a jury that he was not afraid for his life. Absolutely not afraid. There is no fear on his face. There is no expression. There is no trembling. There is no wobbliness that you get after that adrenaline rush of thinking you're going to die. Anybody who's narrowly avoided a car accident knows exactly what I'm talking about. It wasn't there. It wasn't there because he didn't feel that, because it didn't happen. Therefore, the use of force is in fact not justified. And again, you present that to a jury, 99 times out of 100, you're going to get a murder conviction. I guarantee it. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.